this damn Apple computer. I was gonna go live from this computer, but it's not working.
Well, it's going to be a shit show. It's a clusterfuck. I was in
Let's
charge
go.
of creating all of it. I just did it. I tried my best.
Where's Dustin?
Dustin had bedtime duties. He wasn't sure.
Oh, okay.
So we're live now, right? Yeah,
Well,
live.
we're live with 2 minutes to spare. I had plenty of time.
I need to share this to my page.
Coco, did you go on Saturday?
No, graduation.
Okay.
I'm still holding out hope that my passport comes in time for the PIF.
When did you do it?
Last Thursday.
Oh,
How do you
man.
paste on? I hit control like I copy, but how do you paste on a laptop?
I have no clue. I think you got to hold down.
Control V.
Control V.
Yeah.
That didn't work.
Hold down the mouse pad, maybe.
So is this you're trying to use the Mac or?
Yeah.
Oh, then I got no idea. I don't use that newfangled shit. Even though I had a Mac in school more than a PC, probably.
You know what? I'm going.
See ya. This is it. J-Ro is like, I can never have a kid. J-Ro, you can't have a kid anymore. We tried to do it. It's running through mine, so it's going to freeze the whole time. He's going to have so many negative comments, but you know what? I do what I can.
Yeah. It'll be fine.
I found this new Powerade now makes sour.
Yeah, it looks new.
It's not good.
Sour apple?
Yeah, green apple.
Mm.
But
so it's
not good.
Yeah. I don't know.
You guys are absolutely just throwing out gear lately, huh? With Anarchy?
I guess, yeah. Dude, I told those guys the other day, I've been so off of it lately, just because everything going on, and I'm like, I got to get back on the swing of things with bats and shirts and everything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, but you got the balance now. You got your seniors with Hum.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
And our ASA, they restocked today, too.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that sold out real fast.
All right, now we're good.
We're back.
Right.
Yeah, I couldn't figure it out. I just left and shared it to the page. So,
I mean, was 2 minutes wasn't enough time to get yourself organized?
I have a new baby as well, so
yeah,
I was on baby duties myself. So
I was just accepting that it was my own fault.
Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah, wait.
Go ahead.
You have a newborn, and you're here. J-Ro has no excuse.
Well, to be
fair, he's already playing the dad card.
He's having a newborn, right? I mean, it's here now. Okay, oh, yeah. Everything good?
Yeah. That baby's not going anywhere.
No, he's stuck in the most uncomfortable furniture in the hospital for the next 2 days at least.
Dude, a small guy like J-Ro, you don't think he can just curl right in?
When my son was born, Krista literally kicked me out of the hospital the next night because she's like, "There's nothing you can do here. I see you looking out the window. Go to your fucking game."
Dude, no BS. This is my third one. Same lady, same everything. I am a lobby daddy. I do not sit in there, cut it. I don't cut umbilical cords. Mm-hmm. I'm useless. So I was in the lobby for all three of mine.
So not the whole time.
Man,
you didn't
miss the fun.
I mean, I would go in there and check on her and stuff, but once the process starts, I'm useless here. I'll be in the lobby. I send her mom in there and they handle it.
Making sure you're still there. You're where I left you. Good stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I was the ice chip guy. I just got ice chips and I stayed on that side of the legs. I wasn't going. I don't need to see it.
I attempted to do it, the first time, and I held I was holding the leg, I was holding the hand, I was doing all the necessary things, and I could feel like I was getting hot, like I was gonna faint. The doctor was like, he was like, "Look at me for a second." I looked up. He was like, hey man, I can't take care of this and you. You're gonna have to get out of here if you ain't gonna make it. I was like, I'm out of here. So that was it. That was it, dude.
They did the whole like, do you want to cut the umbilical cord? No, I'm going to leave that to the trained officials there.
That's right.
There was like a person becoming a nurse, and both being in education, we get like that you have to practice before you walk into a classroom. I was like, no, she's going to need to cut way more umbilical cords in her career than I'm hoping to ever have to cut. I feel just as close to my kids as I ever would have felt if I was like, well, guys, I was the one who took you away from your mother.
Right.
I didn't do that.
Look, let me tell you. I can't believe I'm about to even say this. So my child I just had, she's 14 days old now or something like that, born on the 24th. So you've all, like when you go to the hospital and they need to see how dilated she is, they ram their fingers up there and kind of go from there. So the doctor's like, this is getting visual. We're uncensored tonight. So she damn rams her fingers up there. And I mean, my old lady's fucking Spider-Man crawling up this bed. And I'm like, hold on now. I know my shit ain't that big, but it's got to be bigger than 2 fingers. You ain't ran from my shit like you ran from 2 fingers.
And here's the thing. She was just always lying to you. Remember, you hadn't lost all the weight yet.
No, man, dude, I'm down 55 pounds right now, man.
Now it's like 3.5 inches.
Easily. I mean, dude, I got so much confidence around here now. I'm over here doing the naked dance in front of the camera and shit,
The helicopter.
Hell yeah. All that. We got a lot to talk about, man. I mean, I guess you're kind of headlining this thing, so I'll let you headline it. But if you don't lead off with the ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be disappointed.
I was thinking about maybe doing something a little. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's Coco.
Love it.
We got no J-Ro. We got no D-Money. Our pets' heads are falling off, but we used that episode name recently. This is the Parent Trap. All right, J-Ro's now one of us. He'll be back next week, I'm guessing. But, we were going to do something for you. We got Heaven down there from Softball Uncensored in Georgia. We got you joining us tonight. Mailman, what's up? In the words of J-Ro, what's up? What you drinking?
It's not much. I just got a little Arizona green tea today. It's been a long week already. 15 hours of work yesterday, 10 hours of work today.
You worked for the government. You haven't worked in 3 months.
It's been 100 plus every day down here too.
Well, the one comment we have is asking where their mail is. So just being in the truck doesn't actually count.
No.
Yesterday was rough.
Evan, what about you? What's up, man? You got the newborn. What are you having? Some water tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I've been on
calories.
I actually don't have anything right now. I ran to the computer to do this because I was burping a baby, so I don't have anything I'm drinking on at the moment. But I will be drinking on some water here in a minute.
All right. So I at least appreciate the importance of today's date. I'm drinking again. I'm gonna have just Pink Whitney. I needed something that I could feel confident, strong, masculine, but something light that at least J-Ro can't call me a pussy bitch, which is if he's watching, which he probably is, that's what he's thinking.
Right.
So I'll just drink straight pink vodka.
I like flavored alcohol drinks, man. Give me a daiquiri, man. I'm good with it. I want to enjoy it, my road to being drunk. I don't want to just, down whiskey the whole time. I'm not here to prove a point.
You want it to be a good path you take, not just you wake up at the stop sign.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
So we do have some stuff. We had some tournaments up here. The South rose again, it sounds like, with another. Is it the same team too?
Man,
are we
leading off with this?
Let's save it. Let's let you guys down south move a little bit slower. So if your people are coming on, it'll be on in about 15-20 minutes, right?
Ah, damn! Stop it. We lost the Civil War, man. We don't need to, to rub it in.
I did almost make a comment to you when we were texting earlier. I almost made a Sherman joke, and I didn't know how that goes with Southern people. and so I did it.
Only half would get it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
The half that doesn't get it is the one that would be upset if they could.
The other people are like, Civil War. What are you talking about? What was that?
So,
I need to have a disclaimer before we get started too. So I literally wore this hat and shirt Saturday, but it has been washed, and I dried it with no dryer sheet, so it's kind of sticking to me a little bit. But I promise the shirts feel good.
yeah, you're like, I lost all this weight, but this shirt is still too small.
Yeah, no, I've actually, this one's a little big, man. Dude, J-Ro. I'm gonna get J-Ro on the intermittent fasting diet, and it's gonna be life changing for him.
Yeah,
it does work.
100%.
I think part of it we've probably talked about before is just like I can't eat those stupid calories off from like in the morning or at lunch. I have to wait a little bit.
Right.
But
yep.
So we had,
Now it's like 3.5 inches.
What is
okay, now we go.
So we did have some tournaments up here before we get down into what happened with the UFO sighting. So with the men's tournament, we had the big men's tournament in the Northeast. In my opinion, was going to be the Beloli Open, and so I wasn't able to get there, but we did have Thunder come, which was great. You know, Keith sponsors Thunder, and the interesting part for me is I'm looking at the results right here. The tournament MVP is Galen Bailey,
Georgia.
That's the kid. He was
Bama.
Yeah, he was on the Alabama D team that won it, that we played in our first game, and people were like, "Oh yeah, they have all these guys that are playing down and doing this and doing that." They just fucking raked. But that was the year that he also he played up in the majors as like a D guy or a C guy, but clearly he has not slowed down in terms of making a name for himself and getting out there.
I made a comment to John King's on his page. I said, Galen Bailey, remember the name, man. Like, he is legit. It's been legit. Like, he's a stud, man. He has a very high ceiling.
I think this is his first tournament he's been fully healthy too. I know his leg was hurting him in the beginning of the year.
Well, clearly it worked.
Yeah.
I mean, you also we talked, and there's other guys around. We can talk about them a little bit too, but we talked about Jackson May. That's the guy, Maryland? Is that it? Or he was from even further south, right?
Carolina.
So Carolina is another guy that, Thunder picked up that we've talked about a couple of times. And they just went to work. They scored 95, gave up 40, made a day of it. They kept calling it Boston. I saw Mikey Anderson just keeps calling it he's in Boston, going to Boston. Like Taunton and Boston, not the same. Now we've seen that.
Mikey's Mikey might be on the spectrum, man. No disrespect to anybody, but Mikey might be on the spectrum.
I think he's first class. Oh man.
He's actually doing pest control now too. I actually told him how good of a career it is. It's pretty laid back, and he's been doing it, I think, a couple months now. Maybe.
They have a really good team. That was their tournament to lose.
Mm-hmm.
If they lost the game, I would have been surprised.
Right. No, I think they came out and they absolutely did exactly what you'd expect and would think they should. They scored just under 24 runs, gave up 10 a game. I don't think any of them were close. Every team in the tournament got a win. That's called sharing. And
I don't think a lot of teams, maybe in the morning, but I don't think a lot of teams use their home runs all weekend either.
I mean, if we're looking at bad beat against Toro was 13-6. So that's not all your home runs. Yeah. They scored 6 in their next game. Apex 7, All-State 7, All-State 8.
Yeah.
I mean, even at the end of the game, the end of the tournament, excuse me.
Yeah.
Chiefs against Simonelli's 9-8. So
you did have a low scoring game though, 9-8.
Yeah, you did have one close game for Thunder. They beat AUIT in the championship 22-21.
AUIT is a good team.
Yes, absolutely. They're a good team. They have been, but it's just good to see that tournament. No rain, like it's wild. We've gone a couple of weeks now in a row without rain that's done anything. So
What's the weather like up there, like temperature wise?
It's a little bit chillier right now. Let's see. Today was a high of 71.
I think it was 70. I think it was 75 on Saturday.
Yeah, it was nice. It was a really nice day. And then we're gonna bump up to like the mid to upper 80s over the next week.
Yeah,
we don't have
we'll be mid to high 90s this weekend down here in the South. We got a lot of softball going on in Georgia this weekend. Actually,
what do you got?
We got the conference event, the Chattahoochee Major, which is played at Columbus, Georgia.
That's one of the nicest places to play.
Yeah, they got their own stadium in Columbus. I played there many times. Matter of fact, we played there 2 weeks ago and won it there. But they also have, USSSA and WSL is kind of like it's a head button thing with the guys seeing below here. So we'll be playing up in Dalton, Georgia for the WSL state. And I think there's about 45 teams in that. So now, not a single local team entered the Chattahoochee Major this weekend.
Yeah, we backed out of it like a week ago. I went to that bracket today. There is no cupcake games. Monster is playing Nitro Circus first fucking game.
Yep, crazy. Saw that. They got the same bracket as they did in Memphis.
Yeah.
I
mean, it's not. Well, I think Monster's ranked like 15th in points right now. That's why.
Yeah, they are trash right now.
They haven't played Juneau's down there too. Juneau just has a little bit better seeding because they played more tournaments.
Yeah. Yeah, it's curious to see how that's going to play out. I mean, I think it's going to come down to obviously the major teams when it comes to the World Series, but I guess we'll see how it plays out, I guess.
I think the Roof X guys put a little scare into Resi last tournament.
Yeah, I ate my words in my little comment that I made on my page, just saying, wake me up when they beat Resmondo as far as bat performances and stuff go. But I still think Resi just top to bottom is going to be ridiculous. So.
And so you had mentioned the WSL that you have going on down there. 45-ish teams. What division is that? Is that the D's that you're playing in?
Oh, that's total teams. So we have I think we got 16 teams in the C and D. The rest is E and Rec, and I think they got women's too. So
okay, all right.
Yeah.
So they just get them all going at the same complex for the day?
Yeah, they got a 10-field complex. So there's two complexes in Dalton, Georgia, which is about 30 minutes outside of Chattanooga, where the Pick-a-Dixie was just played at. Right. But you got Dalton, it's called Heritage Park, and they got 10 fields. They're actually going to turf the infield supposedly next year for that complex. And then you have Riverbend, which is about 3 to 5 minutes up the road, and that's all turf. But they're only using the 10-field complex this weekend. So they say it's going to be a one-day, so we'll see.
That takes like 2 games to go long, and everyone's like pissed.
They do time limits.
Yeah, normally state tournaments you don't do time limits, but he's doing a 3-game guarantee and a time limit. So I'm not a fan of the 3-game guarantee when you have that many teams because we played in Dalton a while back and double dipped a team, and we did it at 3:00 in the morning the next day on Sunday, Easter. It was Easter Sunday. So
you guys were the ones that rose early on Sunday.
Yeah, we beat Jesus to church, boy. Yeah. So it's gonna be popping down here in Georgia this weekend.
And now, do you think that WSL did interfere with the majors, or do you think it's what we've kind of talked about with our show recently? People don't want to play in it.
I don't know, man. I mean, I've played. They used to have the Cut 4 event here at Al Bishop Complex. There would be some local teams that have gotten in it. I mean, I've seen upwards of anywhere from 5 to maybe tops. I think it may have had 10 teams in a conference event locally, but they made this WSL state quote unquote mandatory. So I don't know if it necessarily pulled teams from it. Maybe, maybe not. But I mean, we have, we got 2 C teams here in, I say 2, but two known C teams with Top Shelf and Eagle Paint. and Eagle Paint's B, but those are the only teams that would have played it, I would imagine. So,
I used to love the Atlanta Major. I mean, just that complex with the fair going on in the background. It used to be really cool.
Yep. So yeah, they. I guess we can jump right into it. You want to jump into it or no?
Yeah, let's talk about flying saucers and shit that people
flying saucers. So we've Eagle Paint, which has definitely been they're a known team now. I feel like almost nationwide. They've been around for decades. It's been different versions of them, but for the most part, a few of the guys have been there pretty much from the beginning. They're kind of in the limelight again. No altercations this time. No altercations. But they were playing in the Pick-a-Dixie. Have you heard of the Pick-a-Dixie?
It's come up. I know it's a big tournament down there that was just happening, but I don't know too much about the details.
So the way the format works, I think I talked about it last time I was on, but the format is, it used to be, it was a random live draw. And everyone, you entered the tournament and anybody could play anybody. It was completely open. You bring who you want to bring. And then they started shifting away from that. And now it's quadrants. So you can be an E team, start off in the E quad. You'd be a D team, start off in the D quad, C quad, and then open. And the winner of each quad would essentially be like the final four. And each winner of your quad got I think it was like $2,000 or $1,000. And then the higher you finished in the final four, you got more money. So it's the incentive is, to win your quad essentially and win some money, and then get your brains beat in the final four if you're a lower team, because that's generally what happens. I mean, I don't know if you know who won it or not, but the team that won it has won it the last 3 years, and it's All-Star Landscaping or something. They got Tyler Marshburn was on there, Matusik, Heath Barnes. You're not beating that team. But Eagle Paint was our local team on that, and I think they went 11-2 or 10-2. They lost to the All-Stars fourth or fifth game and played a shit ton of games to get back to them. And for those who don't know, there's this thing in softball called shave bats. It's a thing. And it's not where you shave the outside of it or anything like that, but you can gut them out and all that stuff. We actually, you know what? I digress. Maybe we shouldn't say the bat is shaved until we get the facts all the way right.
I'm gonna say that it's shaved from his response in your post.
He commented in there?
I think so. On something that I read, he was commenting on there.
I didn't even look.
He said, I'm pretty sure it was him. I bought the bat second-handed, aka the shit shaved.
I'll say this: what sucks about it is but before I go into that, so Eagle Paint is known for being their name rings bells in the South. They know that it's going to be a good team. They usually, keep 3 or 4 of the guys that have been there from the beginning, and they go and find the players or the team and pick and choose players, and then they make that next year's team the Eagle Paint team. So they're going to be good. They always have been good. Unfortunately, there's another side of it where there's a reputation of, back in the day, they used to do painted ultras, shaved bats, painted senior bats. I mean, you name it. There's been rumors of this. I don't know if anyone's ever been technically caught, but it's been rumors. So, it's kind of like one of those things where there's smoke, there's fire. Unfortunately, when you put on that jersey, you do get all the benefits of being I play with Eagle Paint. I hate to do this comparison, but the best way I can compare it, it's the Resmondo of Georgia. You know what I'm saying? It's the recognition. It's you play on the best team in the state, da-da-da-da. But you also get you also know for playing, cheating or doing this and, finding, swinging shave shit. So like I said, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and wait till the facts come out. But just with an end cap flying off of a bat in the middle of an Eagle Paint game, it's already off to a bad start. You know what I'm saying? Nah, the jury's not leaning towards your way yet.
I can say that one of our guys had that bat last year, and it was in like March, and the same thing happened. But obviously, I know our bat wasn't shaved, but literally he hit this. I have the video of it. He hit the same spot in the bat, and the fucking end cap flew off.
I've seen an end cap fly off of a bat.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Worth Triple Crown, and it was a buddy of mine. It wasn't shaved. Like, he sent it back to Worth, and they sent him back another bat. Like, I mean, it can happen. So I guess we'll just wait and see what happens. But I'd be nervous if it's shaved. I mean, you essentially assume. I mean, you're getting at least a year suspension, right?
Yeah, but what that was WSL?
Yeah. So you would only be suspended in that association. Yeah.
But that just puts another target on their back for any other tournaments that they're playing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, truth be told, you know, I had some people message me on the side. Like, there were people commenting and calling them out and all this shit. But some of those people that were calling them out are known to have shaved bats too, though. That shit's weird to me. Like,
that's what it looked like.
Yeah, like, and I'm not saying, look, shaved bats are a part of the, I guess it's a part of the game. I mean, it's been a part of the game. I don't agree with it. I think it's fucking stupid. You know, I feel like, you know, I understand to a degree, like, if you're a pitcher, which this particular person is, and you know they're swinging shaved bats against you, you kind of want to even the playing score or playing field a little bit, but without proof, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? You're just assuming that everyone that's hitting against you is swinging shave shit, so you're going to do it for the wrong reasons.
And it sucks because they knocked my C team out of Worlds last year in the bump game, and I went up to their coach and told him, "Hey, man, like, has your pitcher had any offers to play up? Because he's good. Like, he's really, really good. Like, if we needed a pitcher and he was willing to play, I would have asked him to play because he was really good. And it just sucks that now he's going to have to deal with this, which at the conference level, it is what it is. Like, I just hope it doesn't ruin his opportunities to play because he's good.
If you go back and watch the video of it, there's a particular person that's giving him shit, but that same person just, you know, did a year suspension for the same shit.
Allegedly.
Yeah, all right. So, but my thing is, like, it's a known thing, and I don't know if it's ever going to be fixed, but I think someone said it best. Like, everyone's probably got at least one in your dugout, whether you know it or not. There's at least one bat in your dugout that's probably dirty, and it just sucks because I hate that.
Yeah, it's a shitty situation, but I guaranteed if they know it was cut, they know what they were swinging. They're not going to go up there with.
Oh, of course.
You know what I mean? So yeah. You also take responsibility knowing that you're going up there with it, and you never know what could happen.
Of course.
We basically had the same shit happen in Connecticut 2 years ago. Dude went backside, hit an umpire in his fucking head with a line drive. Umpire couldn't even get out of the way.
Did he get up?
He was out cold, bro. They called an ambulance.
Damn.
So the coach from the other team right away told the umpire, I want that bat tested. They grabbed the bat. I was there because I was coaching my C team. I had my tester in the car. The director had his tester in the car. We went and tested the bat, 165. So, I mean, you give the dude the option, by the rules in the book, you can take the suspension, you can send the bat back and have it tested. And by taking the bat, you take the responsibilities, you take the action that it was cut. But it was the same thing, you know. The story changed like 4 times. Oh, it's not my bat. I got it from somebody else. I bought it from somebody else. But when it all comes down to it, the excuses pile up, but you really know what you have in your hands.
Here's the thing. It's like, think about it like as a loaded gun. If I shoot somebody, I can't be like, oh, well, I bought this gun from somebody else, so I'm not responsible for all the bodies that it has on it already.
People try.
In the rule books, you take ownership of the bat the second you swing it.
I was about to say, as soon as you get in the box with it, I mean, if you're swinging a bat, well, if we're teammates and you're killing the ball, I'm like, damn, man, what bat is that? Let me swing it. I'm not, I'm obviously trying to swing it because it's good. I'm not asking how good it is. I know it's good. Let me swing it. So if I, hit a pitcher or an umpire or whatever in that situation, I'm responsible for it.
Yeah.
So
at what level, and I'm asking this with the story behind it, but at what level do you stop buying a guy saying, I didn't know?
Now,
None.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
League. I'll give you league.
Right.
League ball.
And this is why when I had first started playing, our league team would play most of the local tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently we had one of the old Micans, and the sticker, my took the sticker off, and he's like, this doesn't have a rod in it. The guy that owned the bat had no idea what that meant. At the time, I would have had no idea. Literally, there was just an empty hole in the handle where someone had taken something out of the bat.
And it's about like the little ounce, the little weight thing that's in there.
I guess. I don't. He's just like, you can't. Gone.
Those old Micans used to have rods that went through the handle all the way up,
and it was just gone. They had no idea.
Yeah. I mean, if you've ever busted a bat, whether it be in BP or a game or whatever, you looked inside the barrel, right?
I don't hit the ball hard enough to do that.
But have you ever seen a bat that's busted and look in the barrel?
Probably like once or twice. Honestly, it's pretty pathetic.
So here's the thing. This is what drives me insane. So in conference, if a bat is busted or suspected of being dirty, they call the manufacturer of the bat to come and see and look at the bat and go, is this bat shaved? I don't think I've ever heard of a manufacturer who's supplying their players bats go, yep, that bat's dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's bullshit. But so like I've busted many of bats. I've been around people who busted bats. Usually when the bat breaks, you can look in it and there's usually either a number. Easton's used to have their little logo inside there. So if you're shaving inside of a barrel, all that's going to be smoothed out. You're not going to see all that. So that's an obvious thing to look for and see. Yeah. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like some of that shit's just bullshit.
When they send it back to the manufacturers, they're not just looking at that. They actually measure the thickness of the walls.
Yeah, they do that. They weigh it. They do everything.
And you can't I read how they said they retested it. The numbers are going to be off once that end cap comes off. It's not going to.
It's over. You can't just stick the end cap back on.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, it's like poking holes in a floaty and expecting it to still float. It ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's an unfortunate situation because it is what it is, and he's not the only one. If it comes back shaved, he's the only one that got caught. I mean, they're just because someone didn't put enough fucking epoxy on their end cap on his shaved bat. So, but they're out there. They're out there. Dirty bats are just a part of the game.
There's more out there than people think. You can say 100%. Like, oh, there's 20%. I bet you there's 60%. You know what I mean?
I would be in agreement that it's over half for sure. Yeah. And I think it's more the higher you go up.
100%.
The higher you go up, I think there's more. Just because, for several reasons. I mean, you factor in. You're talking about guys, especially on the major level, that are getting paid to essentially play, and you got guys that down below them that are hungry. They're trying to fight to get those spots. They're going to do whatever they can to maintain those positions. I mean, they're giving away in some place. Some guys are getting quote unquote life changing money. I mean, they're not just giving you free bats and a plane ticket. Some of these guys are getting bills paid around here.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate, and it's just a part of the game. And but it makes me wonder. Someone asked a question on my page today. A dude named Johnny Whitehead. He's a local guy here. He said, what's the better bat to swing for the hotter months? Like in my experience, it's a stiffer bat, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you shave that bat, is it still quote unquote stiff?
No.
Yeah, so like if you had to choose, like you have guys that are shaving bats to try to hit a ball in 95-degree weather that may get better performance out of a stiffer barrel bat that's not even cut.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I need the bat reviewers to test that theory.
I mean, so
Yeah.
I'm looking at your page right now, Softball Uncensored, and you had the person that. How often are you swinging your cut bat?
Yeah, that was Ryan Tapp posted that. Yeah,
but we're looking at that's over 15% of the people that responded said either all the time or sometimes.
Some people are probably just trolling. I mean, no one's. It's like admitting to shooting people on the weekends. No one's going to admit what kind of crimes they're committing. Who's all meth heads still? They might say yes just to troll, but
how many
know.
of those nevers out of the 143 nevers are going to make up for those guys that were trying to be funny?
Yeah, I don't know.
I
don't own one. I've swung one. I've swung one. Actually, you know what? Here's confession time. When I first got into the game, you're going to screen record this. No. I'm going to admit it. I'm coming clean. I'm coming clean on Bring It. I was about maybe 2 years in, and I started, hearing about the shave bats, and they're so much better. I got an ASA bat done and a U-Trip bat done. It was the Helmer 100H Smash It series. I mean, that thing was a tank. Like it was a tank. So I got a local guy to do it, and I don't know if he did it right or if he did it at all, but I couldn't tell a difference. Like legit, like I was like, I'm not seeing a difference in this. Like even in BP, nothing. So I was like, maybe he just swindled me out of $70 or whatever it was they charged me or whatever. But then later, actually recently, I'd say last year, I tickled my fancy and got really curious, and I sent a bat to Rob Maya, and I did it in BP just to see what it would be like to like the experience of like how good the bat is. It's night and day. If you do it to the right people, it's night and day. Now, it didn't last long. It busted quick. So the bat's gone. I never went back down the road to do it again because I BP too much. I don't have time to swing shave bats and try to keep up and keep them durable. But if you send it to the right people and it's done correctly, it's a game changer.
So I was 19 years old, and I was playing in the ASA league, and it was an old Mikan like NRG. I don't even remember. It was like purple and blue. I literally flipped one to right center field and hit it about 410. Yeah. And I said to the guy, I said, "Hey man," I said, "what's up with this bat?" He goes, "Oh, it's shaved." I said, "Don't fucking ever give me one of these. Don't ever give me this thing again." And ever since then, I never bought one, never swung one. In BP, I've swung one, but from guys who had them, but never.
Here's the thing for me, like once I knew the bat was shaved, I felt like I was holding a lightsaber. It was no longer like waiting for your pitch. It was just like I can hit every ball, and it made me even worse because I felt like every ball was hittable in BP or at one pitch, that shit like that. Like I just was like, this isn't it. Like I can't. I made a U-turn on the dark road. Like I know people that have gone down that dark road and just if they make outs with their regular bats, they're like, "Oh, I should have had my shave piece or some shit like that." But I just I can't do it, man. I sleep better at night knowing that, if I win or get on base, I'm doing it with a legit bat. So
the one time I ever entered a home run derby, I was back when it was the Easton. It was that like gray and green Easton. I think was it the CNT or the
Stealth?
Connection? Yeah. Sorry, the South Plus or whatever it was.
Those things are fire.
So I'm swinging one of those, and I'm like, this is a great bat. And then I see everyone else in the home run derby swinging one, but it's a different one. And some of the guys on my team are swinging it. And I was like, man, I thought I had a good round. And they're like, why didn't you use that guy's bat? It's shaved. And he said, anyone can use it. And I was like, fuck. So even like in a time where everyone knew they were being used for the right reasons, I didn't use one. That one I would have, but maybe I did because I never owned my own bat. I bought the Magic Mike just to support you. Other than that, I hadn't bought a bat for like 5 years. But I don't get it.
If you look at this, I'm taking this even deeper, but if you look at the game now, right, like the companies are pushing the limit with – they started in the 220s. I mean, bats were coming out of the wrapper barely passing. And then now we go to 240s to make the game safer. And now we're at the point now where the companies have figured it out to where we're selling, you're selling bats that are barely passing and you up the ball. I don't think company or U-Trip or whoever the hell is in charge is really going to be satisfied until people just can't see the ball coming off the bat anymore. Like, you might as well just stand there and go hold your dick and put your glove in front of your face and just hope you don't get demolished.
I think the 240 bat is better than the 220 bat.
I've said that. I've went on record saying that.
I mean, especially when you're getting your bats tested now. Yeah, the 220s were really, really good when they got to 180.
Yeah, but that's not a 220 bat, though.
Right. But when you get these 240s to sit at 240, 245, 250, and they sit there for 200-300 swings, they're way better than those 220s at 225.
At 220, yeah. Both passing upon their restrictions or whatever. Like, yeah, I've said that. Like, these 240 bats are gas.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there's a lot of people that are hesitant. They like WSL. This is the last year for it. They still allow you to swing 220s. There's a lot of people that are just have it in their brain that the 240 bats are not as good as 220s. And I'm like, you're crazy. Maybe when it first came out, but now, no way. No,
we got on a lot of guys in our league team for still swinging their 220s in the league, and like that's not doing you any good because when you go on the weekends, you have to hit a 240. Right. Like you're in the league. This is where you get comfortable and used to a bat.
Right.
So going off that, I mean, kind of related, kind of not, but so your league team or your league, how many guys on average on a team are playing tournaments on Saturday?
On mine, everybody.
What in the whole league? Just your team? Which one?
On my team, everybody. I would say out of the 4 to 6 teams, I would probably say 80 to 90% of the guys are playing on the weekend.
At higher level, what level would you think?
I mean, highest level being a couple of us conference guys, and everyone else is C, D, and E.
Mm-hmm. They don't have any restrictions in your league for
Oh, we don't have a league anymore because we won it 3 sessions in a row and everyone bitched. So.
Oh, so it sounds
crazy.
Sounds like you tough guys made it good for everybody.
They won't even let us play in the lower division with 3 home runs.
They won't let you. Will they let you? They won't even let you run spot either, huh?
They won't. No, they won't even let us in the league.
Did y'all play with a net?
Yep.
Was it ASA?
It's U-Trip bats, ASA umpires, and hardcore balls.
Oh, God damn, dude! Only time I've hit a hardcore ball has been at BP.
Yeah,
I finally got to hit one, and
so we were like the only team. We were the only team hitting hardcores. A lot of the teams on here hit the mortar balls, and we tried telling these teams like, "Hey, man, there's no comparison." Good too, though. Yeah, but there's no comparison. The hardcore is way better.
But you bring your own balls for league?
Yep.
Man, more and more I'm respecting Merrimack. Balls are there. Just fucking.
I haven't played league in about 2.5 years.
I played a lot of league back home.
I just got tired of. If it was one closer, I might. But I mean, the closest league to me is about 40 minutes, and they would give you double headers, but I just got tired of getting home at like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, in the middle of the week, and then having to get up for work the next day. I thoroughly enjoy the weekends and some one pitches every now and then. Yeah,
it's 45, 50 minutes for me to go play league here.
Yeah,
but I mean that was the thing I had.
Mine's not that far, but I think last night we weren't done until after 10 o'clock.
It don't matter
because I'm a little guy. I need to sleep.
When I was home playing league, if I was 10, 15 minutes from my house, I didn't get home till 1 in the morning anyways.
No, man. Hell no, dude. No, I like the one pitches. Like, that's where I get to hang with the guys that I don't get to play with or, the guys that are at the tournaments, not on our, class or whatever. That's where we get to get the rocks off there. I mean, league used to be that for me, but it just – when you have a team, even like yours, I still like to compete. I don't like the idea of drumming people to sleep. I mean, it's just not fun. There has to be some sort of, like here when in the off season, I put teams together, just to go put in open tournaments, and we'll spot anywhere from 12 to 20 something runs to teams. Like at least you're fighting the run spot. But if you're playing teams straight up and you got guys out there in jorts and a cutoff t-shirt, that's not fun.
It's the state of softball is dying, especially league wise. I mean, it was happening in Connecticut before I left, and I just see it down here that it's just dying. I don't know how it is in Georgia, but there's no young. The young group of kids are not playing softball, and when they are, they're just not. I mean, it's not. They don't want to compete. You're not going to get better playing shitty competition. When I was younger, we wanted to play the best team every weekend. Now they're like they want their trophies and their fucking rings, and it's just crazy.
I mean, we've talked about this on the page before. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's dying in comparison to what softball used to be. I mean, just from Georgia, I came up during the wrong softball era. Like, I have the old school mentality, but playing with the new school, participation trophy, generation. Yeah. But I was just having this conversation with somebody yesterday. I said, in my opinion, E class, and we have rec here, unfortunately, but E class should be almost unwatchable. And that's across the nation. That's how it should be. Like, I should be if I look at E, I should be like, what the fuck am I looking at? Like, that's what E should be, in my opinion.
I'm smiling in my E World Champion ring.
Did you happen to watch any D Worlds this past year? It was fucking terrible.
No, but the team that finished second won E Worlds last year in Georgia.
Yeah,
World. They won E and then finished second.
And the team that beat them was from New York. They literally did. They lost 2 games all year. Well, I think they lost 5 games all year, but 3 of them were forfeits because they didn't show up to the tournament. Yeah,
I mean, that's just my opinion. I think E should be virtually unwatchable. And then you kind of work your way up because, piggybacking off that conversation, like, I hate the upper pickup rule. I can't stand it. Because, like, if you're a pitcher, right, let's say you're an E pitcher, and you're playing against guys that, in my opinion, should be unwatchable, you're probably unwatchable too, okay? But let's say your team somehow manages to stream together a few wins, and you start, you got a fairly good win percentage, right? And you're going against teams that could have, 3 D guys. So you only got to worry about 3 of those guys lighting your shit up, okay? But as soon as you get bumped, if you don't go, jump on the train of, I need to go get my upper pickups and just think of it as just a letter. But if now you're going against, 9 guys that you only had to worry about 3 of the year before, plus 3 more guys that are another level ahead of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate the upper pickup rule. I wish they would just get rid of that or at least knock it down to 1. It ruins local softball. That's one of the things why I think it's dying.
I don't like how UTRIP went to the basically open roster shit. I don't like that guys can jump teams every weekend and go back to their team. Like, when I was
lock rosters.
Yeah, when I was playing local, once you were off that roster, you were done. You were done with that team for the season. Like, you couldn't go back on that roster. Now you could go back and forth every weekend. Like, that's not softball.
Well, in Georgia, I mean, you have the luxury. That's why that's the true reason why guys like to play E and D is because they can play any given weekend.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think I'm a big fan of you shouldn't be able to play more than 2 to 3 years of E unless you're hurt or you're older playing down. Like, if you're in your 40s and 50s playing E is fine. But, like, these kids who are in their 20s to 30s still playing E for 5 to 10 years, that's not what the E program is for.
Look, I'm never one to brag or boast or toot my own horn, but I played E this past weekend as an upper pickup on a team, and I batted 800. Okay, the team didn't do very well, but it's bad. But, like, if I said, you know what, I'm going to be one of those guys that says E for life, and I put together a superstar E team, I would demolish E in Georgia right now, like 100%. But it's still, though, like, you have guys that have been playing it for, like you said, they may be 40 now still playing E, and they've been playing E their whole life.
Yeah.
The entire time, like that. And some of these guys are really good. Like, they give you playing at higher levels, but I don't understand that concept. My goal has always been to be a C-class player on this bad knee at 40 years old, and then I can be like, all right, I'm done.
Let me ask then, on the flip side, and play devil's advocate. E is unwatchable, half of D is unwatchable. That's what Dustin said, and you laughed. If E is unwatchable, and E should not be for guys that have been playing for 5+ years, but it's still unwatchable even if they are playing. Are you are you now saying that they should just quit softball?
No,
you're saying that they're unwatchable in E's and they've been playing forever. So where else did they go?
If you have to look at the win percentage, okay? If you have guys like in Georgia, D this year has been really competitive. It's pretty much anybody's weekend in Georgia right now for D class. It should be like that in any class. It should be anyone's weekend. If it's not anyone's weekend and you're literally going there and you're playing for second place every weekend, that team that's winning it is in the wrong class.
Mm-hmm.
So it should be. I understand what you're saying, but like all states need to be on board with the E is unwatchable. Like it should be like the bottom of the barrel, and guys peak out at different levels. I mean, you got guys that are in their 20s. Just because they're in their 20s doesn't mean they're good. They may be fast, but they may like can't throw or they suck at hitting.
That's what E is for, to develop.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Years.
Like,
yeah.
But if you have guys that have already peaked out and they just don't have that athletic bump, there are people that just aren't good at swing sports. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a thing. There are exceptions to the rule, in my opinion, to be an E-lifer, but that's where you have to use the eye test as a director and be like, okay, no.
But okay, if you're playing softball 5 days a week, should you be playing E tournament softball?
I know people that play on a softball team 5 days a week, and they are fucking pathetic.
It's just you just have to look at the players, and here in Georgia. It's you would think it's a compliment to tell someone that you're playing too low of a class, but they take that as you're talking shit about them. Like they don't like to be told that they should be playing up.
Well,
want all the recognition of being a good ball player.
And I've seen that since I moved down here, that guys won't play up because then they won't be able to play anymore, and that sucks. Like there's guys that won't go to an upper team because they can't play anymore.
But they can if everyone is here, if everyone is, following the same rules, and you don't have all the upper pickups. You have places to play. Yeah. There's not a doubt in my mind, based on our win percentage right now, and what I feel like we're going to do at Worlds. We're going to get Blunt to see at the end of the year, at least in one of the associations, if not all of them. But I hate the fact that C is the cap in Georgia. I mean, what's the cap in Florida right now? Do y'all have C tournaments making?
Yeah, but that's it. There's no B, and the C tournaments are struggling.
How many teams do you have in your local playing C?
Maybe 5 or 6. Maybe.
That's at least a round robin. If you can get all those guys there on a weekend, that's a round robin tournament. Here you have 2.
Yeah.
For all of Georgia or the area you're in?
Well, I take that back. We have 4 if it's U-Trip, but 2 if it's WSL. So, and that's North Georgia basically, where most of the teams are. We have some South Georgia teams, but you might have 1 C South Georgia team, maybe.
And I think the reason I'm asking is because we talk about it every once in a while. I can't visualize how large some of those states are. Like Georgia's size-wise, I don't know how big that is compared. I assume everything's bigger than where I live. New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts, and Connecticut are just this little fucking nutsack there. You just fit everything in it. And
we got a lot of country down here in Georgia too now. We got, I mean, again, softball, I hear the glory stories of, tournaments being ran with, hundreds of teams on any given weekend. I mean, that's just not a thing anymore.
Right. Sure.
It's just not like I don't know. I mean, it's a culmination of things, but I mean, it's just, we're lucky. I mean, D for the most part has steadily gotten better. I mean, we have, I think, like I said, 15 teams in it this week. But I mean, I remember a couple of years ago, we only had like 4 D teams in the entire state, and so like 40 E teams.
There's 18 registered C teams in the state of Florida. That doesn't I mean, that's probably not including some of those are probably pickups.
That's U-Trip?
There's 18 registered C teams in Florida.
How'd you look that up? Just go to utrip.com.
Yeah, and then you can go to. I'll tell you right now how many are in Georgia.
I like that's good ad run there too. Even give the .com part.
There's 4 registered C teams in Georgia.
4?
Yeah.
Let me guess. Let me just try to guess.
Uh-huh.
Top Shelf.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
One World.
Yeah.
Loud and Heavy.
Yep.
And that's all northern teams. That's not even that's northern teams. That's not even including the whole state. And they're literally within an hour drive from me right now, every one of those teams.
Yeah.
So then, and going off of, you said there should be no drops, and as a guy that I'm a C chip that is probably, with how little I play, closer to a D, I'm not going to get dropped. Mm-hmm. Dustin is the first one to tell you that I'm not playing on his C team. I'm coaching third. I'm bringing my hey dudes, and I'm just going to fucking Wendell Kim and warm up the arm. And that's fine. But for 2 years, I wasn't getting picked up. I'm not getting picked up unless I'm on a D team as a C chip. So where do I go? Do I just accept that I don't play anymore? Because
how old are you?
I'm 37.
What position do you play?
The outfield.
We'll take you in Georgia.
That's the
There's only 4 of you down there.
That's the problem, though. I mean, I
think you make it 1. I don't think 3 is too many.
You can't deny UCHIP. They do a good job on reclassing and all that. You can't. It's hard to deny someone play. You know what I mean? So if someone's saying like, "Listen, these are the C teams in my state, in my area. I'm not getting picked up by any of these teams." You have this is where I think is the only time the elite tag works. You're D elite. You can't play E, but you can only play D. That's the only time I think it works.
But there's also a rule in that rule book that no one seems to follow, and it's the one where once you get bumped, you're required to play at least 3 tournaments before you can even send in an appeal.
I thought I thought a national bump was at least 1 year to 3 years.
National
you
bump,
had to go to you had to go to Worlds.
Yeah, national bump, you're screwed. But I mean, if you're dude, I've peeked. I've heard at some of these appeals that have come across a couple directors' emails. Everyone says the same fucking shit. Yeah. Oh, I got a career-ending injury, but you're still trying to play, though. How is it a career-ending injury, but you're still trying to play? Oh, I had shoulder surgery. I tore my labrum. I got a bad knee. And then you see how old that 23, 24. Bitch, shut the fuck up, man. I'm 40. Shut up, man. Shut up.
I've seen some funny ones.
And it's all a game, you know what I mean? It's just to see, how far they can get with it. And
I mean, I've appealed like 3 or 4 times, and I've got dropped because of just the level that I play. I was on the watch list. I can't throw the ball across the field.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like I can't, and that handcuffs me to play softball because as a watch list guy, never mind a AA guy, right. I can't play softball. If a team doesn't pick me up, I can't play. So I was finally able to get off it and get to AA, which I still sucks, but it doesn't matter. But there's got to be circumstances for the situation. Like Coco was saying, he ain't getting picked up by a C team. So make him D elite. He can play D. He can't play E.
There's also players that certain players, I mean, you got your primary positions, your pitcher,
right,
center field, and potentially your shortstop or middleman. I mean, those are game-changing positions. You instantly, especially with 3 of those players, you instantly make a team so much better.
Right. Yeah, we had a couple of guys trying to reclass this year that got reclassed to be able to play C, and I didn't think that they should have got reclassed to play C because they changed the game at the C level.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't think – like I've only ever seen in Georgia like mid-year bumps. I've only seen teams go from E to D. I've never – in 10 years of doing this, I've never seen a mid-year bump from D to C. I mean, it just comes down to, the directors have to make that hard decision. I mean, if they bump a team to C, and you could still let them play D Worlds or whatever, but on a local level, make them play C, and you might get teams from Alabama or Tennessee or Florida to come up and
Coco,
play.
do you remember what year South Shore got bumped from C to B, right? They got bumped from C to B one year, right? Mid-year?
I'm just trying to work off of – we went E to D, D to C in 2 years. I think they were a B by the time we were getting bumped out of E or D, so 2015 probably.
Yeah, but they were a mid-season bump up in the Northeast. They were a C team. They were good. They got bumped from C to – I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, they got bumped from C to B mid-year. And still, I mean, I think they finished like 5th at B Worlds, but still, like, there's no B program in the Northeast, so it sucked for them. It literally, they folded after that.
Yeah.
Because they went to Worlds and then they like folded because there was no B locally. So, I mean, that was real hard on those guys.
I mean, you've been in Florida long enough now. I mean, be honest. I mean, maybe I'm tripping here, but are the levels is E and D in Florida the same E and D up in New Hampshire and Rhode Island and all that?
No, the E and D teams down here would beat our D and C teams.
See, and that's what I noticed when I went to the Mojo. No knock on those teams that we played, but we finished 9th out of like 100-something teams. But the second, I think it was the first team we played, bro, their shortstop was bigger than J-Ro. And I was like, this is a D team? It's just a eye-opener when you see what we're used to playing in our classes versus going to these other states. And this is no knock on them. This is actually, if they would just do it the right way from the beginning, there should be some sort of like standard or requirement.
I'll give you an example here. My team needed a couple guys for the duel. I got 2 C players from Florida. They hit 800 for the duel.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's the difference. Like, I mean, there's good players up north, but not like I could probably get maybe 5 guys, 10 max, up north to do that.
Yeah.
Florida, I can get 100.
Yeah, easily.
You know what I mean? That's the difference. And
it's not necessarily just the size of the state. I think it's we've talked about this before, but we get to play year round.
Yeah.
There is no off season. I mean, there's an off season, but like we still can go play any given weekend for the most part.
Mm-hmm. To quickly circle back and then continue, South Shore looks like a B in 2016.
Okay. Yeah, so that's when RDD got double dipped at B Worlds, because that's when we got double dipped at A Worlds.
Yeah, they were C in 15 and B in 16.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they made it 2 years.
Do you think there's too many classes?
I think they should get rid of the AA again.
And the conference level? What about the local level? You think there's too many classes?
No, I think E really should have I know it'd be hard to do. E should have a restriction on how many years you can play E. I don't know how they can do that. There's got to be a formula. There's got to be a case by case, but that's the only way the programs are going to grow is if you get rid of even D. Say you tell E guys at a certain age you have 2 years to play E.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, from 18 to 24, you got 2 years to play E. So then from 24 to 30, you got 2 years to play D. And then from there on, it is what it is. I think there's got to be a way to grow the programs and, weed out the unwatchable. I think the players who should be up.
You crush the programs doing that. You tell guys they have 2 years to play at this, 2 years at the next one, and then your words were even, and then it is what it is. Like, you just gave a guy 4 years to play softball.
You give him
Go ahead.
You give him 12 years to play C to basically play E and D.
No, you said 18 to 30 years.
Yeah, but from 18 to 30, you have that's 12 years to play 2 divisions of softball.
Oh, you said I only get 2 years of each one.
No, I said eight. No, I said 18 to 24, right? And
2
then
years.
20. That's
Sounds like my Tinder profile
that's
settings.
18 to 24.
I know,
6
but you
years.
said they can
Right.
only play for 2 years.
Right. Yeah.
So that's
I
2
get what you're
years there.
saying. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Sure. Fuck myself.
No, I think you crushed the. I don't think it grows it. And I know you made a comment about the not having those young teams. I'm sure because I do at least once a year. If the Titans aren't playing anymore, that's on me for not keeping my finger on the pulse. But that's a young team. You got the Green Mountain Boys out of Vermont. That's a young team.
Mm-hmm.
They're moving up steadily. You've got the Young Guns out of Maine. They're moving themselves up. I think you are still seeing those younger teams around that are moving up.
Yeah, but where does the moving up stop?
I mean, Green Mountain Boys, talking with them, they're pretty comfortable and confident that they'll be going to C's next year.
But does it stop? Does their wanting to move up stop at C? You know what I mean?
Does everyone have to want to continue to move up forever and ever?
No.
I think it stops once you have to travel to go play.
And they're already traveling. I mean, they're mostly like upstate Vermont. They are fucking traveling.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't the first time we're having in the comments about sponsorship and money. Once you move up to that, it becomes money because of, like you just mentioned, Evan, it's all the travel.
Mm-hmm. I think, I've come up with 3 scenarios, and one of these 3, or maybe it's a culmination of both, of a little bit of all, fixes the local softball. Okay, so the first one is the BSC. I know you guys know what that is. It's the Black Softball Circuit. In my opinion, they got it right to a degree. They have an upper and a lower. All right, your lower is pretty much C-level ball players down to E-level ball players, okay? And they have all these different teams. You fall into these to the lower bracket. Then you have your upper program, which is essentially your upper level C guys all the way up to major, okay? So you have 2 classes. That simplifies things. If you want to play, these are your options, dunzo. When you give people too many options to choose from on what class they want to play, they're generally going to try to pick the one that essentially makes it easier for them to win. That's why in BSC, the lower level is stacked with teams. The upper class only has maybe 8 teams, something like that. I mean, don't quote me on that, but I mean it's single digits. Mm-hmm. But that in my opinion is right. Okay. The second thing is, so I've been playing senior ball, right? Mm-hmm. So this is my first year doing 40 and over. So this is a different way of playing softball. It's not just – so, like, you figure – let's say you go play any given tournament, not senior ball. You play your tournament, and let's say you have a good inning. You run off, 10 runs in the first inning. You very rarely are you going to lose a game like that, right? I mean, you're already got the momentum. The other team's already down. They're like, fuck, man, we're down this. In senior ball, it's all about getting your 5 runs an inning. You get more at bats because even if I'm playing your team and you get your 5, I come in and I only get 2, and then you turn around and get 5, and then I get 3. Like, it's a swap, it's a give and take until you get to the point where you get what's called an open inning, and both teams can go as many runs as they want to. But it's pretty much neck and neck. Like, even the lesser caliber teams are still keeping the games close to a degree. Like that. In my opinion, that makes softball a little bit more fun because you get more at bats. You're not just a damn, getting bent over a barrel, playing the better teams. That is something that I feel like tournament directors should maybe try to implement here and there just to see what kind of feedback it gets if you cap runs at a certain amount per inning. And then lastly, I think it's there's an association in Tennessee. It's called Play Local. They have an interesting way of doing it too. Like they go, okay, bring who you want to bring. I could be wrong on the rules on this, but I know some of this is right. You bring whoever you want to bring. I could bring, Resmondo guys. I can bring, guys who live down the street from me, whoever I want to bring. But I can enter a tournament based on 3 things. I can enter the 1 home run class, the 3 home run class, or the 5 home run class. and you run a tournament. So a lot of people are gonna trickle down to that one home run class because like, oh, it's the lowest level. We're gonna beat everybody. Let's just do that. But you put restrictions on it. So after you hit your home run, offensive ejections.
Okay.
You know, you're gonna have guys that are not gonna want to do that because you bring all this power, and then no one, you know, you got 7 outs in your lineup. You know what I mean? Like, there's different ways to change the game to make it better, or at least more interesting, instead of just going out there playing the traditional way. And I know a lot of people play the traditional way and they're scared to do change, but there has to be a different way of playing the game to make it more fun and equal for everybody, in my opinion. So when Softball Uncensored Association cranks up, I'm going to have that going on.
Brought to you by Bring It Podcast.
There you go. Exactly.
I hate the spotting runs and run caps unless it's senior softball. And then still, senior softball is not senior softball at 40 years old.
Well, that's because my question was to be, why at the age of 40 does it change?
Yeah, I mean, so some people don't like the idea of 40-year-olds swinging senior bats, okay? But there are classes in 40s. You got AA, AAA, Major, and Major Plus, okay? Should 40-year-olds be swinging senior bats? I think they do. I think they should. Scientifically speaking, your testosterone levels start to drop at 30. So if you're not on the good shit, by 40, you're virtually a woman anyways, right? So
I cry like one.
Exactly. But I can say without any hesitation, swinging a senior bat, I don't care if it's 30 degrees or 100 degrees, them bats are ridiculously good. But you have the option, the pitcher can use a net, like all that. So that's another reason why the cap and the runs is a big deal in senior ball, because, yeah, the bats are good and you're still limited with how many home runs you get, but you can't just run off 30 runs. You get your 5 and you're going to get your glove. You know what I'm saying? So I like the idea of senior bats at 40 personally. But there's a lot of people that don't think so because there's, you know, everybody's different. I mean, Snides is almost 40. He's in better shape than most, you know. But supposedly the slower your swing speed, the better the senior bat is anyways. So the less athletic you are, the better the bat.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait to swing a senior bat in 3 years because they're really good. Never mind in 3 years.
Yeah, so like I like all bats. You know, like I've tested a lot of bats. I've swung different bats, and I've even started swinging Suncoast 240s here recently just because I'm liking it. But shit, I grabbed the wrong one.
Oh, I thought you just were pretending that you cut your hand on it because it was shaved.
You can sell that bitch that you just had for about $400 if you want.
I knew I shouldn't have told that story. Now it's going to get used against me. Like, every swing shaved bats, every hit I
comments already called you out.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm used to it. But this, I know Suncoast is not the greatest with customer service and everything, all that going on. But this senior bat, this Melee, bro, it is ridiculous. I think we testing it at 200, which sounds kind of high for a senior bat, but supposedly they've been doing testing like where they're trying to potentially put a compression restriction on senior bats.
They did 140.
Oh, they officially did it?
Yeah.
Jesus.
140 is good. I'm still a ways away from it. Like, actually, you know what? That's not true. It's 200 out of the wrapper. It's at 175, but 140 is stupid.
What do you feel the difference in a senior bat and a 240?
I don't really feel a difference, like as far as like ball, like bat to ball. Like I can't tell, but the performance is different. It's just different. Like these walls of these, like my ex-girlfriend, these walls have to be thinner. Like it's got to be something on the inside of this thing, because I have this one, the 240 bat, and this is gas. I mean, I like this 240 bat, but you hit a ball with this one, it's probably anywhere from 5 to 10 difference in velo on average, and probably 30 to 40 feet difference in distance. I mean, your miss hits are usually are good hits still.
Can you tell the difference in the sound?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, I haven't played senior ball in cold weather yet. So, I mean, we played in Columbus, got second, of course, but like it was hot as hell and balls were flying off of it.
The ball is better than the bats, I think, in the senior program.
I mean, we were hitting the Pro-M. No, what were we hitting? We were hitting no, you know what we were hitting? We were hitting the new WSL ball, the extreme balls, which are allowed in local ball too. So it's 44 375 or 44 400, whatever those new Worth extreme balls are.
Yeah.
They're gas. I mean, it's stupid, but it's fun though. I mean, it's like the defense isn't going to be as good, but like compared to like 20-year-olds, but the guys that were really good in their 20s defensively start to stand out again in their early 40s. That's why I think, you know what I'm saying? Like I have guys on my defense. I have 2 50-year-old dudes on my team that could probably potentially play C-ball right now, like legit.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like getting to 40 and over, even though I can't throw, I'm going to be able to play the outfield because I can run the ball.
Yeah,
that's the biggest thing for senior ball.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, okay, another example, like J-Mag plays on my WSL team. You know, in local ball or even on major, you're not really putting him at a position. But if in a pinch, I could put J-Mag at a position in 40 and over and just laugh while balls zoom past his face. But, you know, it's just I like the format of the run cap up to an open inning. I just want someone to run a tournament like that and you don't got to use senior bats, but just that format of run caps, because any given moment there is no momentum swing. Like it's all inning per inning. You know, it's not like, oh, we're chasing 7 this time, guys, we go blank and you turn around. It's just different.
It is a strategy, and it does put pressure on you to score your 5 runs every inning.
Yes, it is. So, like, one of the things is you're limited with home runs. So, like, let's say I've scored 4 runs already in an inning, and we got 3 people on. I don't want to hit a home run there because I only get credit for one of those runs. It's a waste of a home run. But it just depends on what, you know, how many outs did the other team get their 5, or it's like maybe we do want to hit it here. So it's strategy. 100% it's strategy. 100%. But it's fun though, and. Well, I talk shit with it. Like, I don't talk trash, but I like to cut up and have fun. But, like, they were saying, well, seniors really laid back and all this stuff. But, I mean, I have a good time out there. I mean, there's no bat flipping going on. I haven't seen one bat being flipped. Not one. Not ooh, none of that shit. None of that. But it's fun, though. I like it, though. So, and word on the street is that there's some people that shave senior bats, too, which is unfathomable. I mean, that's crazy.
I think that's why they're coming into trying to figure out a testing number, because they were finding a bunch of bats that were shaved.
That's ridiculous.
Why do you need to change a bazooka?
Yeah.
Our senior bats, I got to test our senior bats when they were doing the new tech, and they were 210 brand new. And by 50, 60 swings, they were absolute rocket launchers. Like, and I'm seeing on all these pages that these senior guys are shaving these senior bats. I'm like, you put 50, 60 swings on, it's down to 180.
Were you around when they had the long haul bombers?
Yeah.
You think their bats were shaved?
Yeah.
What? So they would bring like two to 3 bats to home plate and hit like 650s, right, with shaved bats.
650s, yeah, stadium ball.
Yeah. So when I mean, I want to know who was the first person to, figure that out. Like, hey, let's shave this bat and we'll get this much more distance. Like, once they made them the home, because they used to label them as home run bats, these websites. Yeah. So they're like, oh, well, you're automatically telling the people like this bat's going to be gas. So why would they not use it in a game? You know what I'm saying?
I think it goes. I think the painted bat comes way before the shaved bat.
Really? Like painted senior bats?
Yeah, like when people were painting the ultras and all that.
I mean,
I don't
that
know.
Ultra lasted. I mean, the Ultra was before my time, but I think that bat lasted like 3 to 6 months, and it was banned, right?
Yeah, and then they came out with the Freak, and that was I had a couple years in ASA. Then it was banned, but it was allowed in U-Trip, and it was silly.
They tried to do the Ultra 2.
Yeah.
I think they were allowing them in senior ball though. Like there was a Mike and Ultra.
They are.
Yeah, you can still use the Ultras in the senior ball.
Our league just switched to senior 50 plus can use senior bats, and there's an Ultra in my team's box. Ultra 2, I think.
Wasn't the first one like an ASA bat though? Like the original good one was an ASA bat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know people. I still haven't swung one. I actually made a post about that years ago. I think I did it on my personal page before Softball and Sensor. I was like, if someone can get me an Ultra, I want to BP it. I want to just see.
So I did like maybe 8 years ago. I swung a original Mike and Ultra in BP, and it by far is probably the best bat I've ever swung.
Is it that big of a difference?
I was hitting balls like with an ease 450, 475, like with ease.
What kind of balls were you in?
We were hitting classic M's, ZNs, but like you know when you hit a ball and you don't feel it, and you hit it really, really good. That's how it felt every time I was hitting the ball.
I got a tantrum. I got an Easton tantrum. I know what you're talking about.
Oh, you mean a Juno tantrum?
Whatever. That thing is.
Yeah.
I mean, they're stupid. I don't even. I mean, I have one, but I like the. I mean, you know, like you said, I like to feel the response off the bat. That's how I know where I'm at with it. But I still think, and I said this on the thing. I mean, I kind of shifting gears here, but I still think Louisville, even though I'm not on the Louisville train anymore, I still think those are one of the best bats in the heat. I know you're an Anarchy guy, so you can't. No,
I can say I always thought the Louisvilles hit every ball the best, but I don't. I mean, I don't know if it's just because I haven't been paying attention, but I feel like they're on the decline on a lot of stuff. Like I don't see as many Louisvilles, and I don't see as many people swinging them. I don't know what it is. I know what it is. I know what it is. It's the paint seams that they're getting. People aren't buying their bats anymore because they can't swing them a lot of places because they're getting those paint seams and people aren't letting them use them.
There you go. There's that. And then there's also we all saw where Dirty was talking about, he's got this tutorial video, how you got to foreplay your bat before you can use it and hit these 52 300s. Well, if that theoretically, if you're telling me I have to break it in with soft balls, 52 300s, and then to break it in when the balls become mush, you're essentially, I don't know what a 44 400 or a 44 375 compresses down to in the hot summer heat. I don't know what it's equivalent to, but it's softer than it is in the cold. Like I didn't like my Louisville in the cold. I didn't like it. So you're essentially hitting soft balls the entire time. But like you said, we had at least 3 Louisvilles at a tournament earlier this year that the directors wouldn't even test it because of the paint chips.
Yeah. So when our new tech came out, when I got my bat, I used to break in our old 240s the same way, 52 300s, and I would step on it, and I could hear the composite crack, and I would know it was good. But when we got our new tech, I said, I'm going to test this out, and I still haven't broke it or got it to fail. I've hit my bat only hardcore balls, 500 to 700 swings on it, and it hasn't broke or it won't feel compression.
Yeah, I'm old school when it comes to that. Like, I don't like a bat that's stupid hot out of the wrapper. Like, I want to learn my bat. I want to get familiar with it. I want to be able to use it in league if I play league, one pitch, tournaments. I want to know, like, okay, I'm weird. Like, I hit my bats on one side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I do too. I face the stamp towards me every single time. I do the same thing.
I always hit it on the name of the bat. Whatever the name of the bat is, that's the side I hit it on. Like, hit it on the rugged side, hit it on the gorilla side, hit it on the tantrum side, whatever.
I literally face the stamp towards me, and every time it's weird.
Are you weird like that, Coco?
Magic is what I'm hitting right now on the mic.
Yeah,
just doing that.
Yeah, it's everybody's got their weird things that they do. My OCD so bad, I can't just pick up a bat and just grab it and go. Like, even if it's not my bat, if I picked up a bat and I've never swung it, I'm gonna go, all right, I'm gonna hit it on the, the gorilla side or the tantrum side. Like, I'm just weird.
Did you see Worth's little teaser today?
No, I didn't. What is it?
Ooh, they're releasing tomorrow at noon. They're having the legit back. So
Yeah.
So there was a yellow one. I think there was an orange one, and I don't know if it was green, but they're doing legit the Super Freak and I think a Freak again in those colors.
Where can I find this?
Smash It Sports. I know. I saw it on their. I'm pretty sure I saw it on their Facebook.
Let me go to Smash It real quick. Is there like a commercial?
No, it was just like a flyer on Facebook. I don't know if they're on their site yet.
Let me see.
All right. As you're looking at that, I want to swing back up because there was a women's tournament that had a bunch of teams, and they have the women's Beloli this weekend that I've had lined up ready to go.
Let's do it.
So we had the Firecracker, and it should not come as a surprise that you had New Hampshire Legacy take that down. They took down the gold bracket. What was I think it's cool to see is they played in once we get to bracket, 1-run game, 12-run game, 1-run game, 1-run game. Like those are great games. You always talk about how competitive that women's upper is, and you're seeing it there with. I mean, they beat Grip It by 1. They beat Bobby Pins by 1. And those same teams that we've talked about every week should be there are. I think it's interesting. There's so many. Do we have 4 different playoffs in the men's Firecracker?
No, there's only 2.
So it has that. But you had Storm, which was still their upper level team. They took
I saw the Sharks were down in the bronze, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But what's going to be cool about it is going in, and we can finish talking about the Cracker in a minute, but going into this weekend where you're going to have the women's Beloli, you're going to have those same teams right back out doing it again. You've got Legacy, Grip It, Sharks, Girl Scout Dropouts, Vaca, All Star. I mean, it's going to be the same teams that were just beating the shit out of each other, going right back out and doing it again.
Any of the women are in here from that. How did you guys like the Mike and the Worth bats that were supplied?
So that they were using the Mike and Worth bats?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they were in the Eastons. So I was just wondering because they were love the Mike because it was the Miken. They were 2 different Mikens that were the Miken Passport. That is like that's like a super draft bat that Jason Kendrick made for just the super drafts. Okay. And that's what JB was sent. I didn't know how they performed.
So Mikens are getting positive. Kayla, so Kayla liked the Miken, Molly liked the Miken. Molly had just fire for all of it after calling us grandparents the whole time. And then
1 piece or 2 piece though?
They're 2 pieces.
It's weird. These 1 pieces are starting to make a comeback in this game.
Hate the balance bat. Love the Miken. See, that's what I don't like. That's why I used to hate when JB would have end loads on some field and balance on the other fields. It was shitty.
Molly saying the Worth was a 1 piece. Yeah, that became frustrating. And it could even be like you could be at was it Washington Street? Is that the one with the little pond in left field and the fucking murder hornets under the infield dirt? That place sucked. But you would get that field could have 3 bats, and then you could get to the Plex, and one field has 2 bats, and another field has 3. And you look, and it's like that's a Worth, and that's an Easton, and that's the balanced. And
I know JB from talking to JB. He's kind of doesn't want to put in bats that are going to fail right away. So I don't think you'll see any Eastons in the Easton Firecracker this year.
Okay.
So the bats are supplied, right?
Supplied bats, yeah.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying now. Okay.
Like this, right? This comment. We swung the Miken in every game until the championship and switched to the Worth.
So usually in the championship games, he would put all the bats out. He would put all the models out at the fence. I don't know if it was just the men. I don't know if he did it for the women, but I know in the past with the men's, he would put at least 1 model of each bat out at the fence.
Well, I don't know that. So 9:40, 8:30. I mean, they were playing. If the games went to this, you had multiple championship games going at 8:30, 9:30 at night. Yeah. So you couldn't even put all of the bats out.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So what do they do? Just 1 of each weight, and
Yeah, it's usually a 26, 27, or 28 or 20. I don't even know if they got 25s, but they would put 3 bats out, and that's what you would use on that field. So there's 5 fields at the complex.
What if you're a weirdo and need a bat knob like me?
So that's what I was just about to bring up. Those fucking
infuriate me. You can't put it on the bat, so you can like cut one and take it on it and put it on and take it off, but you can't. It can't stay on the bat.
So you're saying that's the rule. Every single year, there are cuffs on the bat. And then I get up there and I'm trying to slide it the whole way up. It sucks.
I was just about to say, what if you slide it up? You can slide the knob up.
The handle's the best part of the bat for a guy like me.
So
no,
it's funny because Tyler Mashburn actually said it and Matt Brady, when you take those grips and you slide them up, you're taking the balance and the end load point off of the bat to a different spot.
Right.
Does it weigh that much?
It weighs
a quarter ounce.
I mean, people are putting that type of are putting that type of weight on the bat in different places.
Yeah, even for certain players. Yeah, we just added end load.
They didn't do that. Those were test bats.
What was it? Some dude came in and vouched. I mean, he just put that shoe right on. Yeah, he just put that shoe right on, man. The glass slipper, and just was like, "Yeah, that was my bat." I was like, "Damn."
Yeah, I got a couple of line drives hit at me with some of them Suncoasts a couple of years ago.
So for the
women, I talked shit when they were doing it.
For the women that are in the chat, in the comments still. So I'm looking at the tournament awards, but I'm not seeing. So Legacy wins it, but they don't have any. Did you guys have an MVP or anything like that? It looks like only one of them.
I don't know if they do that for the Firecracker.
Well, there's a list of all tournament teams, but I don't think it's from the gold.
Okay.
Or if it, let me see. So grip it.
I used to play with a team called Legacy about 7-8 years ago. Every time you say that name, I'm like,
Abby Amato, MVP. There you go. So Silas was just tired from cheering her on the whole weekend. That's why he couldn't make it to league. That's awesome though. Abby is a fucking stud.
So I don't want to take away from the women, but we didn't even get to talk about what came out last week after the podcast.
We can do that after. We got another tournament of them to talk about, and then Heaven, who's not going to give a fuck because it's 9:30.
I'm here to give a fuck, man. Whatever.
So we had Molly Hamill, Kayla Riley, Malia Cole, Jenna Gianelli, Emma Lazat, all tourneys for that, and like I said, Abby Amato was the MVP. I'm really excited to see kind of right away those same exact teams getting into it here for the Beloli this weekend.
Good weather,
don't know.
right?
Yeah, and I don't know how you pick against Legacy.
Yeah, and Bobby Pins.
I don't think anyone would. Right? I'm sorry.
Bobby Pins isn't going, right?
Nope, no Bobby Pins. But I mean, Legacy 7-1 in class, 18-2 overall. They've played these teams. They've beaten these teams. And we're just back.
Yeah, Evan. They're one of the, I would say, in the last 6 to 8 years, they're probably one of the best local women's teams around here.
It's a good name.
Yeah, I don't think.
I mean, they've changed names a couple
even
times. Yeah,
we have a team.
I don't know if it's close.
Yeah,
the team down here that's the Resmondo women is a team called Crossfire.
Yeah,
they actually just won the Pick a Dixie.
They won what? They won the GSLB last year, right? The Legacy girls.
I think so. Oh, I think
yes.
Yes. I think I was gonna say that's where I knew that name from. I was like,
they were Beloli last year.
Yeah.
Did they play the one in North Carolina or the one in PCB?
No, they played the one at
the Vieira
one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
After placing in the top in the moving up every year, continuously placing at the top.
Yeah, because they were new coat. They were new coat for a while. New coat Beloli.
So
I started watching some of the women's games a little bit. It's a different way of softball too, though. It's not it's not what I'm used to seeing because we were in a 5-man. Like I asked about what women's run 5-man. Most of the ones, if not all the ones I've ever watched, have run a 4-man outfield.
Yeah, a lot. I've seen a lot more now running 5-man than in the past.
Interesting.
I mean, La Familia did it for years. Tom always ran a 4-man, and he would I mean, they won the D, the C, the B, the A. Like they would literally take their first basemen and third basemen and put them in the holes and make you try and get the lines, and it worked.
If you took the go ahead.
He's basically playing a 5-man with 4 infielders because he's putting the third baseman in the 5-6 hole.
If you took the best women, like made an all-star women team from any level, what level of men's softball could they play?
E.
Really? That's it?
Yeah.
Damn. I know some good girls, dude.
So do I.
And you think the highest level they could play is E? Do you think they would win the tournament, or do you think they'd lose?
I don't think they'd win.
Really?
I think they could be higher than E.
I want to do it. I want to put together a superstar women's team, put them in an E tournament. I'll pay for the entry fee, let them sign the waivers, whatever, and let them see what happens. I bet you they would place. I would put money they would place top 3.
You just spent a bunch of time saying that E is unwatchable. We've been watching the women's game.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
No, but I can think
E should be unwatchable.
So your best E team in your state, you think the women are going to beat them?
Not the best. They might not have to play that weekend, but
your average E team.
I think the one I played on, you took some of the best E teams or women's and played against the team I played with this past week, and they probably beat us.
I just think defensive wise, it's different.
I know some girls that can pick it, dude.
Yeah,
I know, but I don't know.
I think the issue isn't defense. I think the issue is the hitting, because you're not going to get You're not going to get many women that are just raking home. Now, the ball would be the other issue: is do you play with a men's ball or a women's ball? But I mean, there's girls that hit home runs.
I know.
Oh yeah, they're in the chat.
But the thing though is, you're going to put this powerhouse team in I probably answered my own question, but are the women going to be able to control their swings?
I don't know, but whoever just said, I think D, it makes sense. The women's thinking about D, man. We're talking about E, not D. You know what I'm saying?
I think compete in. So there's a D tournament this weekend in Merrimack. I would say that you take of those 4 B teams that we're talking about, or 3 B teams, you take their best. I think they could compete in the tournament.
No shot.
I think they could have games in any of the teams they play. I think they would have games.
In a B?
No, a D. No, the B girls, or the B women's teams that we're talking about that are playing this weekend. Move them to the Merrimack one. Get the best 12 of them. Put them on a team. I think they could absolutely scratch across 1 or 2.
Nope.
I mean, you say no and then swirl in your chair. It's not the most reasoning there.
You guys never played against your girls' softball team in high school? Or you never played against your girls' softball team in college?
I played
You're really making this awkward
school.
About how often I've been single, so thank you.
Yeah, but you never played against your girls' basketball. You never played against your girls' basketball team in high school?
That wasn't the best.
We beat the shit out of them.
Exactly.
That wasn't the best in the whole area, though.
We had 3 all-state girls on the basketball team and from my high school, and we played them and we beat them by fucking 70.
Yeah, but see, like Coco said, you think of the WNBA. Like, I'm not saying that men's NBA. I mean, the WNBA played the NBA. The NBA guys would drill them. But I'm saying if you took the WNBA girls against, I don't know, a middle school team or a high school team, a private school, some trash ass team, they might bust their ass. Caitlin Clark can fucking shoot that bitch. Angel Reese is a baller. Like, I don't know. But anyways. I think you can put them. I think you could put them in E, and it would be interesting. I think they place.
I think E would it still would be tough, but
I would love to see dudes try to and get picked off by a girl. I think that'd be fucking great. The issue really is hitting middle. Like if you hit a couple, enough of their pitchers, they're done anyways.
And they have to hit their 11-inch ball. Like the guys can't hit an 11-inch ball, so they have to hit their 11, and the guys would hit the 12.
I want to do it. Hey, if someone has the balls to let a women's team play E-tournament, I'll pay for their entry fee. If we can get like an all-star E-team women's to just do it, I want to see it.
Tab Hebert can snap off the middle. I've seen her do it against guys I've played tournaments with.
Yeah.
Do they? Since you're not a fan of it, do you even think they get a win?
Okay. Is it average E teams or like you taking the best? Since you're taking the best women,
I don't know. Think of the E teams.
You started this with take the best women's team and put them in an E tournament, and then I said I would say D.
Yeah.
You're saying they ain't even gonna get a win?
Yeah, I think you're wrong.
Dude, you're wrong, dude. I've seen some trash out there, dude.
I know.
And that's no discredit to the women. Like, I know there's some women that can beat some of the better teams, but I just, oh man, dude, you're crazy.
I don't know.
You have no faith in your counterparts.
I do, because I think the women playing softball is way more impressive than the guys, but I just think when push comes to shove, it's totally different. The speed, everything's totally different.
Prime example. Here's a prime example. When you play co-ed, the men are irrelevant. Yeah. It's all about the women.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going against it. Now, obviously, if you're a man, you try to, you hit it at the girls the most you can because they're not going to field it. But I'm just saying.
This just said fuck off to you, mailman.
Yeah, man. Snap you off, cuz. Damn.
I did have a girl one time I played co-ed Worlds 1 year at second base talking shit to me, and she kept talking shit. I kept hitting her right in between her legs, right at her forehead. I said, "Are you done yet?" She said, "No." I said, "All right."
McQuilla Franklin, that's a girl here in Georgia, man. I still think she's got one of the best gloves, and I think she plays A or AA. I don't know who she plays with, but she's good. She can pick it. There's just certain girls I would just love to see guys' expressions on their face when they just get scooped, and you're like, "What the fuck? What?" You just walk off the field at that point, like, no.
And the guys are gonna have puckered buttholes the whole time because they're gonna go in there thinking, "I can't lose this game." Yeah. Where the women are going to go in saying, "We're going to win this game." The guys are playing, "We can't lose this game."
Yeah.
When I first started playing softball, it was in co-ed, and I was like, I figured out the strategy pretty quick. I put a girl on the mound because I was like, you get one more man in the field, and then everybody's like, "Bro, you don't put a woman on the mound in co-ed," and I'm like, "Shit, why not?" I didn't know about hitting middle and all that stuff, but no guys would do it. But the option was there if they wanted to. You know what I mean? Like they could hit middle. And
one of the better co-ed teams in the Northeast for a while, they had their shortstop and third baseman were girls in a 5-man.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See, when you say stuff like that, that makes me go, yeah, there's a women's team.
Yeah, but then when you hit the ball and they're screaming and they don't get out of the way, but still, like, I don't know.
I mean, Team 24 has won, 4 Worlds back-to-back in a row now? I mean, you take that team and put them in an E-tournament, you don't see them winning at least a game? You're crazy. You're crazy. So. You're out of your mind. You've been in Florida too long, man. That sun's breaking your brain, bro.
Yeah, he did say it was 100 the last couple of days, melting.
You're crazy. They get a win. I'd put money on it. They get a win.
Yeah. I think New Hampshire, let it happen. Be the forebearers of it.
I'm with it.
We'll broadcast it.
Someone needs to be the first. I
guarantee that women's team wins a handful of games.
I'm with you. I agree. In E,
I think they're challenging. They are, if they're not winning games in D, they are challenging the games in D. I don't think they're pushing every team over. I just played in a D tournament. There were some shitbag teams in that tournament.
When you say like challenging a team, you're talking about like they're losing, but losing within like a certain amount of runs, then right? Like
they're losing
not
a
getting
game
run
that
ruled.
If a men's team lost the game, no one would have thought they got destroyed. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things where, like I was talking to Snods earlier, it's like down here in the South, I just know the E could play D could play C could play B. Like it's one of those things. But again, I've seen some pretty trash D teams too. So I don't know.
The Northeast has very good women's softball.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
All right, I got your MFK for the day.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, you can decide whether you want this to be a romantic scenario, or if you want this to just be you're playing the video game. So we're looking at, you got a marry, fuck, kill Link from The Legend of Zelda,
Trash.
Mario,
Ooh.
Mega Man.
I got mine.
Okay, what is it?
I hate Zelda. I've always hated Zelda. Zelda is the dumbest game ever made, even when it was the fucking on the Game Boy. Zelda is trash. So I'm killing Zelda.
So you're not romancing. This is just the video game itself, because I'm going at this from a romantic scenario.
Zelda,
just so you know,
I hate Zelda, and I'm an RPG guy, but I've never liked Zelda. Not a big Robin Hood fan. I feel like Zelda is like the Robin Hood of video games. Like I'd never liked Zelda, so I would kill Zelda or kill Link. Excuse me. Okay. I'd probably fuck Mega Man and marry Mario. I mean, how do you not like Mario, dude?
I'm the same way.
Mario.
Mario's the best.
You guys are silly.
He's got your mustache.
Dude, exactly. I even watched the latest movie on Netflix, man, the anime thing. It was decent.
Dude, Mario's the best. He's like the best game character of like all time.
Everybody, he's internationally known. Like he's the Michael Jordan of video games.
Mega Man's name in Japan is Rockman. Do you know how hard that dick's gonna fuck? So I'm going at it from the romantic side. I am absolutely killing that cuck Mario.
Oh, dude, he grows. How? He eats a mushroom, he grows, bro. He's got the fuck.
He's soft as shit.
Yeah, but he's got the Viagra. He eats the mushrooms. He's ready to go.
He's the man of many hats. You get flower power, bro. What is wrong with you?
He eats the mushroom while he watches Bowser try to have his way with me.
He throws fireballs.
Great. He's throwing those as he's jerking it while he watches. Mega Man with all of his gadgets, that's going to be a fun night. And then I'm actually going to just marry Link. I got a good feeling about it.
I don't like it. Sword.
Hey, I think Link's going to be there for me when it matters. He's going to come get me and not let me just get stolen every time.
Mario never left Luigi's side. Come on, man.
Is this your way of telling the world that you're coming out of the closet?
No, I don't like mustache men.
Link is. I just never liked Zelda. I just never been a fan. Never been a fan. I think he's lame. But
his life.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
You should have picked better characters like the Halo guy.
Master Chief? He doesn't take his helmet off. How are you going to romance?
I don't know. I'll kiss him through that motherfucker. That was a badass dude. Well, this was fun, man. I appreciate you guys having me on. Hopefully J-Rose got a healthy baby, and he's his back's killing him in that uncomfortable chair he's probably sitting in.
Yeah, thanks for
the
joining us.
Worst furniture. Yeah, man.
Thanks,
all right, we'll see y'all.
See everyone.